You know that one person at school who is always caught up in drama, argues confidently but makes zero sense and blames everyone else for their problems? You probably just think they're annoying. But psychology says something much deeper is going on. It's not just their personality, it's actually a sign of a weak mind. And here's the scary part. You might be doing some of these things yourself without even realizing it. Let's break down 5 everyday habits that expose weak cognitive performance and how to fix them before they ruin your potential. When we say weak mind, we aren't talking about bad grades or not being good at math. We're talking about how your brain handles stress, emotions, and new information. A strong mind processes reality. A weak mind just reacts to it. Here are 5 habits that show your brain isn't operating at its full power. Number 1. Reacting instantly to everything. Imagine someone leaves a weird comment on your post, or a friend says something that slightly annoys you. Do you instantly fire back an angry text? People who speak or act instantly without pausing usually have weak impulse control. Psychology links this to lower problem-solving abilities and poor emotional intelligence. When you react instantly, your brain is stuck in survival mode. Highly intelligent people do the exact opposite. They pause. That tiny mental gap between feeling angry and deciding how to text back is where real intelligence lives.
Number 2, constantly playing the victim and blaming others. We all know someone who fails a test and says, "The teacher hates me," or loses a friend group and says, "Everyone is just fake." Psychologists call this having an external locus of control. It means they believe life just happens to them instead of taking responsibility. People with weaker minds also struggle with metacognition, the ability to reflect on their own mistakes. Because they can't self-correct, they just keep repeating the same toxic cycles and pointing fingers at everyone else.
Number 3. Thinking you know everything. Have you ever tried to give someone advice or explain why they might be wrong and they completely shut down? Psychologists call this the Dunning-Kruger effect. It happens when people with lower ability actually overestimate how smart they are. They don't know enough to realize how much they don't know. A weak mind is terrified of being wrong because it threatens their ego. A strong mind, however, asks why and is totally comfortable saying, "I might be wrong about this." If you refuse to learn because you think you already know it all, your brain literally stops growing. Number 4. Black and white thinking. If a friend disagrees with you on one thing, are they suddenly your enemy? This is called cognitive rigidity, the inability to think flexibly. People with weak minds see the world in extremes. Something is either 100% right or 100% wrong. They can't handle complex situations or opposing opinions, so they confuse a simple disagreement with total disrespect. Real intelligence requires holding 2 different perspectives in your head at the same time without getting offended. Number 5. Talking way more than you listen. Think about the person who interrupts constantly, just waiting for their turn to speak so they can make the conversation about themselves. People who talk non-stop but never actually listen usually have poor processing skills. They talk to avoid thinking deeply. Psychology shows that smart people listen because they actually want to understand. They pay attention to tone, emotion, and the things people aren't saying. If you are always the loudest in the room, you are missing out on the information that actually makes you smarter. Having a weak mind isn't a permanent life sentence. It just means your brain is underperforming right now. The moment you notice these habits, like catching yourself before you send that impulsive text or forcing yourself to listen instead of interrupting, you are literally rewiring your brain for higher intelligence. If you love real psychology that actually helps you understand yourself and the people at your school, hit that subscribe button right now, because on this channel, we don't just learn facts, we decode the human mind. Stay smart, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.